Ex-UFC welterweight king Tyron Woodley says UFC's $7.7 billion Paramount Plus deal won't trickle down to fighters, unless they're one of the chosen few like Conor McGregor, Jon Jones, or Ilia Topuria. UFC is moving away from ESPN, inking a new 7-year, $7.7 billion deal with Paramount Plus to broadcast all US events. With it, fans might expect fighters to get a bigger piece of the pie, but UFC boss Dana White kept it vague whether they're seeing their fair share. Speaking to MMA Knockout via Action Network, former undisputed champion Woodley expects most of the money to stay at the top of the promotion. "I think the benefits of it is mostly going to stay at the top," Woodley said. "No fighter is going to go in there with a calculator to see what a non-pay-per-view situation equates to them. Quote opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. You've got Conor McGregor, you've got Jon Jones, and you've got Ilia Topuria. Outside of those three, nobody can really go into a UFC office and really try to poke their chest out and say, oh, you've got a bigger deal. I should get more money. Because unless you're a champion defending your belt, unless you're a Conor or another star that's bringing a lot of eyeballs to the fight, you're not in a position to get the pay-per-view anyway. Your purse is going to be your purse." Fighter revenue share in the UFC was as low as 13–14.5% in 2023. UFC settled an antitrust lawsuit in 2024 for $375 million, compensating thousands of fighters who fought in the octagon from 2010 to 2016 for being underpaid. These are both symptoms of the UFC brand being bigger than the fighters. Woodley argues a lack of fighter star power is also why they lack leverage. "The UFC has built the brand to that level," he explained. "They built the brand to the point where now they see Saudi money coming in. They're promoting boxing. They did the Noche deal. They really had a highlight of the last 2 years as far as promoting and breaking barriers. So that was more of a reward of an organizational deal and less of a fighter. Because if you look at the fighting roster, there's not many stars in the UFC right now. If you go ask anybody at a store, Starbucks, to name you 5 UFC stars, I'm going to guess 10 out of 10 are going to be able to do it." Quote opening square bracket ... closing square bracket. "But outside of those three, Jones, McGregor, Topuria, they're not going to tell me that Islam Makhachev is going to make you come and watch. And under him would be maybe an Alex Pereira or something like that. Nobody is really jumping out of their comfort zone, spending a lot of money to buy pay-per-view to watch a lot of these fighters anymore. The champions are people that are just champions. They won. They didn't throw the F-can at the press conference. They didn't wear a flashy suit or come in a Bugatti. They didn't do that. They just won. And that's the sports side of it that you can't take away."